Joshua Armah, also known as the Black Tech Genius. I'm here with another episode of Provide and how to deploy a smart contract on the Provide network. And really, we want to work with Ethereum on Provide.services. So it's amazing because Provide is an amazing approach to DevOps for blockchain. And you can pretty much spin up a smart contract in a dApp instantly. So we're going to pretty much write a smart contract that has basic logic, which is to send a payment from a sender to receiver. And in doing so, we're going to then deploy the smart contract all in this video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump right into coding and show you guys how to write a quick smart contract. So first what we want to do is actually name the smart contract and have the actual version that we want to use. I'm choosing 0.5.1. Next, we're going to actually add the smart contract and then pretty much write the name, and it's going to be transfer token. And in doing so, we can now have everything set up. So now that I have it set up, I want to pretty much set up an unsigned integer with a public view set the network can see it, and then name it token supply. And in doing so, I'm going to set up a mapping function that has the address assigned to an unsigned integer as well, and then we're going to call this balance. Now that that's all done, we can now jump into the constructor, which is going to set up our smart contract with the logic we need. And this token supply will be the first parameter and only parameter in this part. And then we're going to make sure it's also public so that it can be seen by the network. And then inside of it, we're going to set up the balance with the message.sender. And in doing so, we're going to have it be named and assigned to the value of token supply. Now we can move on and set up our first function, which would be a transfer token function. And in doing that, we're going to give it two parameters. One is going to be the address of the receiver, and the second is going to be an unsigned integer with the amount. And then we also want to make this public so it can be seen by the network when it's called. And inside of this, we're going to set up a quick, logic, which is going to be able to show the balance. And this first require, we want to make sure that the person has enough funds to be able to send the amount to the receiver. So we want to make sure it's either greater to or equal to the actual amount. And if not, we're going to put need more funds. Lastly, we're going to also have another required, which is going to make sure that the receiver is who's getting the money and that the sender is not sending to himself. I'm going to put don't send to yourself. And then we're going to set one more required, which would be to make sure that the actual balance will be received by the receiver plus the amounts, and to make sure that's greater than the balance of the receiver. There you go. And now we're going to make sure that the balance is deducted from the sender when it's sent, and also that the balance is added to the receiver when it's sent. And now with that being done, we can add our last function. And the last function will just pretty much be outside of everything to show that we need to have it set up and showing something very specific, which is the amounts available. And we only need one parameter for this, which is the owner. And we need to make sure we get that owner address so that the parameter can be seen. And then we just want the public to set up the public, and then have a view that returns a unsigned integer, and then moves forward and actually return the actual balance of the owner. This way the person can see the amount available that was just sent to them. And there you have it, guys. We just wrote a quick smart contract. Now we're going to take this logic, about 23 lines of code, and then we're going to add it to Remix. Right here I have a Remix IDE browser pulled up so that I can see if there's any errors in the code. See, I have one error. Well, this is wrong. Oh, I have another error here. This should be a let's see what the error is. Let me make sure I spell everything right. Now I'm going to make a quick fix over here. And just copy and paste into the browser. And boom, there you go. Everything seems to be working. So now we can take this, and what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into provide, and we're going to set up a dApp. I'm going to name this dApp Immersion dApp. Now we can get to work because we just checked everything with the IDE, make sure that it can run, that it can compile, and that way we know we'll work with the provide network. And then we can also optimize it, but that really helps us with testing. Now we're going to set up this dApp and briefly set up the smart contract, and we want to make sure that everything works so that we can be able to deploy our token. And I'm going to name this smart contract token transfer. Make sure you have your identity set up as a sign up for the transaction. Make sure that everything is the same. And then we should be good to go. Now we are going to deploy this. Let's say we want to give ourselves, 8 million tokens as a supply. So that way, something to start with. And now we can deploy. And there you go, guys. We have our transfer being read by the network, and boom, the smart contract is deployed on provide.services, an amazing platform, and it gives us the ability to see everything. We can actually interact with the smart contract through the API. We can choose our language, whether it be Golang, Groovy, JavaScript. You have a lot of different options, Python, Ruby, Swift, and then we can still use our sign identity in the API method, and that stands for Application Binary Interface. But the whole point here is that we have the smart contract that we just wrote, and then the JSON output, which then gives us everything we need to see to make sure that it's working on the network. Now, the next one, we're going to dive deeper into oracles, bridges, connectors, and how to just kind of work with all these different tools for blockchain. So next, we're going to pretty much finish our dApp in the next video, and that will help us to have more to show you guys. So I'm super happy to be able to show you this platform. I'm super excited. There is a DevOps approach to blockchain, and we're going to show you guys how to work with provide.services to make sure that you can work with anything you want to do and deploy it fast. Your proof of concept, your side project, or if you're an enterprise looking to integrate blockchain into your tooling to be able to work directly with the platform and have no issues. And then we'll also go over nodes. So again, this is Joshua Armah, also known as the Black Tech Genius, and I'm super excited. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub at the Black Tech Genius. So here I am signing off, guys. Catch you next time. Peace.